Hey, nerdy sports fan here. Sorry for the week off, guys. Dudes need a break after the Super Bowl. Anyways, we're digging into the offseason. So, this is sort of a primer for what's going to be going on for the Buffalo Bills and really what they need to focus on going into this offseason and what us as fans really have to keep in mind. So, the Buffalo Bills have some of the best cap space in the league. Let's see, $81.8 million. That's a great deal. And they're a team on the rise. They just made the playoffs. Probably should have beat the Texans, but young quarterback totally choked. And here we are. Well, they're losing one of the team leaders in Lorenzo Alexander, officially retired. They kind of still love veteran leadership. So they're restructuring Star Lotulelei's deal. We already know that. We have a couple of big-ish free agents out there in Shaq Lawson and Jordan Phillips. And I'm not talking about from our perspective. I'm talking about from league-wide perspective. These guys are big time, and they're going to get money. Okay, I think the Bills honestly will likely attempt to keep one of them. Just one. I really, really like to keep in mind what Brandon Beane likes to do, which is fill all the roster holes in free agency so when he gets to the draft, he can just go after the best guy he thinks is out there. Not the best scheme fit, not the best guy that fits the hole on the team. No, the best dude. So he thinks he has his quarterback already. So now it's skill positions, it's pass rushers, it's whoever is going to be an amazing talent for the next decade. That's the mindset going into the draft. That's what he did under Dave Gettleman in Carolina. That's what he's been doing in Buffalo. And he's done a great job with the salary in order to make this sort of thing happen. He wants to re-sign players that he drafted. So honestly, with Phillips and Shaq Lawson, it doesn't necessarily look good. Okay? They love bringing in free agents from the previous regime that the coach knows, Carolina. So I think if anything is going to happen in free agency, they are going to go hard at Greg Olsen. Olsen, to me, has only two logical landing spots. Maybe three. Okay? He's towards the end of his career. So only a couple of things matter to players that are towards the end of their career. Winning and familiarity. All right? This guy might want to taste a home. Home for him could be Chicago, the team that drafted him, but he was only there for his first contract. So it could be the Carolina vibe that he's looking for. It could be Ron Rivera. It just misses the dude. Go to Washington, play in the capital city. They got a great fan base. Got it. It could be the vibe that he misses. The family kind of vibe that was created by Ron Rivera's coaching staff, which certainly is what's happening in Buffalo right now. So do not discount the Bills in the Greg Olsen sweepstakes. Personally, I think they're the number one likely destination for Mr. Olsen because Dawson Knox is extremely talented and he will develop into the top tight end for this offense. Mark my words, that guy is gifted. But having veteran leadership, somebody to show that young talented man what he should be doing to make a great career for himself, that is the blueprint of what they do in Buffalo. That's what they did at the running back position just this past year. Devin Singletary, they knew was going to be the dude for them. Okay? They knew it. It was obvious. But they still went out and got Frank Gore. They went out and got Frank Gore because they knew that they did not want LaShawn McCoy teaching that young man anything. So as good as LaShawn McCoy was for this team, for as long as he was with this team, great job. I am never going to complain about what he did for the Bills. Personally, he had a lot of off-field drama. He never kind of grew out of that sophomorish kind of mindset that you get sometimes with NFL players that just, they get too rich too young. And they don't really grow out of the I'm going to get all the bitches and the fast cars kind of mindset. McCoy never left that mindset. So do you really think you want a guy like him showing this young, talented man in Devin Singletary the ropes? Absolutely not. No, you go get yourself a Frank Gore, a guy who is a perfect gentleman on and off the field, and a guaranteed Hall of Famer, as he is now 4th in all-time rushing. Yeah. So you're probably going to lose Gore. He was only on a 1-year deal, and towards the end of the season, he didn't really matter much anyway. Not a big deal there. There's not really a lot of holes, okay? There's nothing you can point to on the roster and say, holy crap, they need desperately to go there and upgrade that position. And that's a great place to be, especially when you have $80 million plus in cap space. They can build a powerhouse this offseason. What it really hinges on is Josh Allen. They need Josh Allen to figure his shit out. Okay? Josh Allen needs a big body target that he can guarantee go to and not worry about it. Okay? Beasley and John Brown did amazing things for this offense. I'm not discounting their efforts. But they are Smurfs. Okay? They're going to be pushed around. They need to find openings. They need to outspeed or out-route run somebody. They're not fighting for jump balls. Okay? They're not pushing safeties out of the way and fighting for the ball. Greg Olsen can. Dude's a man-child. All right? So that's the kind of target they need. Do you think they're going to go after it in the draft? A lot of people do. There's a lot of receivers in the draft, and they are absolutely going to get a receiver in the draft. Okay? Do not think that that's not going to happen. Just don't necessarily think it's going to be the first pick. Okay? They're going to fill the holes in free agency. They're going to get their big body option. And if Olsen comes to town, I guarantee mission accomplished there is going to be the mindset. And they will then just go after the most talented wide receiver available that makes sense at the position they're drafting. And they will trade to get there if they think he falls below where they value him. They've shown that they will do that in the past when they went up to get Tremaine Edmonds. They didn't think he was going to drop down to 16. They thought he was a top 10 talent. He gets down to 16. All of a sudden they have the draft capital to go up and get him. That's what they did. Did they have other holes? Absolutely. Did they fill all those holes in free agency the next offseason? Mm-hmm. So, yeah. We're going to be watching year 3 of what's supposed to be the decade-long captain of the offense, the decade-long captain of the defense. So we're going to watch their development. Hopefully, they both have a good leap forward. And I'm really expecting it. They're both studious, very talented young men. Now you just got to surround them with people that they can lead into battle. And yes, the Bills need a big body target on the outside. They can use a big body target on the inside too to achieve what they need. They still need to upgrade the offensive line, and they need more rotational depth on the defensive front. Okay, they're losing Lorenzo Alexander. They're losing either Jordan Phillips or Shaq Lawson or both. Yes, they're going to get Harrison Phillips back from injury, but man, is that a big hole when you're losing 3 guys from that defensive front. So Oliver's going to develop, but you need somebody next to him. personally, I really love the idea of bringing in Yannick Ngakoue. His skill set matches. He's young. He's a tough mindset dude. And he wants out of Jacksonville. Okay? He doesn't want to be associated with Florida Man anymore. And who can blame him? All right? Gardner Minshew's fun and all, but are they really going to win anytime soon with all the other talent on the team leaving like rats from a sinking ship? Okay? Jalen Ramsey could not get out of there fast enough. So, does anybody else want to hang there when they know the other talented players are going to leave? Absolutely not. So Yannick is going to be chomping at the bit to get out of there. He might be overpriced for what the Bills want to pay, though. They don't typically, under this regime, go after the big money guy. They go for the hole filler. So, Shaq Lawson, maybe? Maybe. Because he could command some dollars, too. Could be an Eric Armstead sort of situation. He could command some dollars, though. The defensive end is a big money position. They need to replace their aging Jerry Hughes. So, yeah, they might have to spend some money here. They got plenty of it, though. So, give me Yannick. Give me Eric Armstead. Give me any of these big guys. Give me Chris Jones. Seriously. Any of these big money guys, they can pick up one, maybe even two of them, and still have plenty of money. So yeah, they're going to fill holes in free agency. Their biggest holes are, in spite of what anybody wants to think, the defensive front. And that's what I think they're going to do. I think they're going to get at least one of those other guys that are not currently on the team to come in, like Yannick, like Chris Jones, like Eric Armstead, somebody that they think fits their culture. Personally, I want Yannick, but I'm not holding my breath. He might price himself out of the market for Buffalo just because they like to be very tight with the pocketbook. Obviously, they got $80 million in cap space, so they know how to make sure that they're going to have the funds for future seasons, and a big splashy free agency signing doesn't always work out for that. I love this offseason. This is going to be the first offseason in many, many moons in Buffalo where you can't point to something and say that is what they have to do. So there's a lot of different options. There's a lot of money to deal with those options. There's some good draft capital still. I'm excited. Tell me what you think the Bills are going to do. Tell me what you think they should do. I'm obviously a huge Buffalo Bills fan. I'm really into football. Keep the conversation going, guys. All right, I'm doing one of these videos for every NFL team. So if you're interested in other teams, check me out. Like and subscribe if you enjoy the content, and I will see you next time, fellas. Thanks.